Hey everyone, I'm Nate.
And I'm Abby.
This little guy's Popeye, and we are the TheRcSaylors. Hey, we have the Ryze Tello.
Yes.
And we're excited to share our experience with you guys. If you're new to our channel, we'd like to invite you to subscribe and hit the notification bell because we cover drones and RC stuff all the time. And this is going to be important to know that DJI, Ryze, Intel, all the people involved in making this didn't send it to us. It should be a very unbiased review, just like everything else on our channel. So, but if that's not enough reason for you to subscribe, then just know that we give stuff away all the time, like good stuff. So let's get right to the Tello. Now this is by Ryze. It's the Ryze Tello with parts by DJI. They had their hands in the mix, and it has an Intel like processing chip to help it fly and stuff. So a lot of people are confused. They think this is a DJI Tello. It's not. It's the Ryze Tello.
If they're like me, they got an email from DJI advertising this drone.
Yes. So there are a lot of ads for this now, advertising it as under $100 or around $100. Easy to fly beginner drone, kids can fly it and everything. So we're really going to put this to the test, but I want to point a few things out. Here in the house, we're going to actually fly it in the house, we're going to fly it outside in some wind, we're going to put it to a pretty average user's test. Now we do know how to fly race drones, we have big expensive GPS drones, but we also have cheap toy grade drones too. Hundreds if not thousands of drones. Most of you guys that are watching know that, but some people are new, so we're just getting everyone caught up. Let's take a close look at the drone before we get it in the air. Just a couple quick things to note. This is a brushed motor drone. No brushless motors, brushed motors. That's going to be a big turnoff for some people, but they had to get that price point under $100 somehow. If you take care of your drone, this could last hundreds if not thousands of flights on those motors, so keep that in mind.
There is no GPS. And there is no gimbal.
That's correct. It does have image stabilization in the 720p streamed video, but no gimbal, like you said. It comes with the drone itself in this tiny little box here. Underneath the drone in the box, you'll have a single cell that's 3.7 volts, 1100 milliamp LiPo battery. It does take about an hour and a half to charge, which is a long time, and it doesn't come with a cord to charge it with. You have to have your own micro USB cord, which I thought was pretty crazy. It's actually like, another $1, and they could have.
And you have to charge it while it's in the drone.
Yes, so you can't charge multiple batteries at the same time or anything. It does have to charge, like she said, like that.
You also get 4 spare props and a very tiny, minimalistic instruction manual.
Little prop removing tool, and that's it. You have to download the app. This has to be flown with your app as is. They do advertise as having the ability to fly on a Bluetooth controller, like a Bluetooth gaming controller, but so far no one has been able to get any to work. And
we're just going to test this right out of the box how it comes.
That's right.
So let's go get it in the air.
Yeah. Now the first thing you have to do is turn the drone on.
Oh, little Popeye, your head's in the way.
It's okay, we'll move it here. And the one thing I don't like is that the indicator light is on the front of the drone. I think it should be on the back of the drone, because when you take off, you're going to be facing the drone away from you. So there's only one light on the front of the drone, and I don't like that very much. It's not the end of the world, but it'd be nice if that indicator light was on the back. Okay, let's connect to Wi-Fi. This is the first thing you guys have to do. A lot of people buying this, it's probably going to be their first drone. So we want to make sure you guys know how to do this. So we're going to connect right to Tello. And there's no password set up, but you can add one later. I already noticed that in the app. And then we just open the Tello app. And I'm flying on Android. This is actually a Samsung Galaxy Note 4. All right, and we're already in. So there we have it. You guys should be able to see what I'm seeing. And I want to do, probably going to do video in here. So Popeye, are you ready? Of course you are. Let's just go ahead and do an auto takeoff. We're going to do a quick flight with the prop guards on inside to see how it does, and then we're going to test most of the functions outside.
And as always, our little Popeye loves to chase drones, so he's going to bark for a second, and we'll turn us down.
Slide to take off. Here we go. Doing pretty good on its own. The trouble is flying with a touchscreen, and you know, it's a delay.
Hey, quiet.
It's definitely got a delay, so when I pull back, there's a small delay, and then there's an even bigger delay in stopping. So what you guys are probably interested in seeing, well, I mean, you're seeing the 720p downlink here for our video. See if we can get a shot of Abby. As you can see, we have from top left going right, we have auto land. We have different flight modes in here. We're going to test those outside. And then we also have our settings, so we can fly slower, faster, VR mode. And then in the top right, it's our camera functions. Let's just go ahead and bump into something and see how these prop guards actually work.
Not my fireplace.
No. They seem to do pretty good. They would keep any beginner off of the wall. So when it hits something hard enough, it just cuts those. No, that's not the case. The battery actually fell out. So,
wow.
Interesting. That was just a light tap. It crashed and the battery popped out. So
did the video save, you think?
Who knows? Yeah, but it will on my phone because it's the screen recording. Let's pop that back in and see how fast it takes to get it back in the air. And then I think that'll be good enough. We'll fly the rest of this flight outside. It's a fairly loud drone, which is one reason I wanted to fly inside to see if it was actually like is this a drone you're going to want to fly inside? I don't think so. It's really loud. So I'm going to get this charging after we set it back up here. Looks like we're going to have to reconnect to the Wi-Fi manually. It does not automatically pick back up that Wi-Fi.
How did the whole battery fall out from that crash?
Yeah, that's pretty bad actually. And again, I don't have an indicator to tell me that the drone is on unless it's facing me.
Yeah, we can see the light on our side.
Right. Yeah, we're back. We'll test one more feature while we're here. So if I tap the little drone icon, I do want to test throw and go. I'm really interested. Tap the icon. This is a little bit gimmicky because what you have to do is you have to hold the drone and then you have to touch this icon that's on my screen, and within 5 seconds I can throw it and it'll fly. It's not like I can just throw it now and it'll fly. So to me that's really gimmicky, but I suppose it is a bit of a safety feature. I don't know if you'd really need this. So we're gonna hit the button and I'll have a 5-second countdown. Or did the battery disconnect? No, there we go. Oh, it disconnected and reconnected, so that was bad. Okay, let's try throw and go again. Hit the button, the motors start, and we toss. It worked.
That's neat.
Yeah, would you like to try it?
No, let's get it outside.
Okay, let's do auto land. Let's do a hand landing. Okay. I had to doing a countdown, you can see on the screen. I'm ready.
It doesn't see your hand.
Okay, now. Okay, here's what we have to do. I think it was like hand landing, confirm. During the countdown, I have to put my hand under it. Well, that's not working at all.
Put your hand closer to it. Is it counting down?
Yeah, okay, there it goes. Oh, this is not great. It's got the wrong. It's telling me tap to take off. There we go. It had the wrong message that popped up. That was a little awkward. I feel like I should this would be easier to do this. Let's just do an auto takeoff here. And then we'll do an auto landing, and I'll just catch it in my hand for the auto landing. I feel like that was better than what it had going on. Now, 73% battery, it should take about 40 minutes for it to charge or so, and then we're gonna go fly this outside for you guys in a little wind and test all the functions. So there's an indoor flight. All right guys, we're outside in the backyard, and you can see from my screen recording here, watch the shed. When I go from photo, and I'll take a picture of that, when I go to video, it crops in quite a bit. So we have image stabilization. So now I'm recording video. And let's go ahead and do a hand toss launch. So we'll do throw and go. So here we go. Well, it basically did that before I was even ready. it just kind of started the motors when it was in my hand. But with a light breeze, it's hovering really nicely right here. So the visual positioning sensors on the bottom seem to be holding it in place pretty well when you're flying over grass, but if you fly over water, it does not do a very good job. Those are infrared sensors, so it's not great at flying over reflective stuff. Now when the battery hits at 50% or below, you can't do flips anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in flip mode. And the way this works is swiping the screen. So if I want it to flip right, I swipe right. See that? Flip back, I swipe down. And left, I swipe left. And forward, I swipe forward. So that is how you do flips on this little guy. Pretty simple. We have the breeze now, so let's try to get this, let's go back over here. The wind is really pushing us around quite a bit. And I know it looks like we're flying around power lines, but those are fairly far away, so it's not as bad as what it looks. Visual positioning may fail, high winds, that's what it said. And it really feels about like a 5-mile-an-hour breeze or so, so it's not that windy. Let's bring this down a little bit and try a couple other modes. So we're exiting flip mode. And we have this one called up and out. So as soon as I hit it, it does it. So what we want to do is actually start that facing us. So here's what I'll do. Get the drone looking at me and Abby. And now we'll go into this and do up and out. Hit yes, and then it just slowly flies back and up a hair on its own. It's not too bad, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, that was it. And this does recommend flying around 30 feet away, and it can go up to 100 feet away, but it doesn't recommend going that far. Now we're going to fly about as high as it'll let us, which is about 10 meters. So let's see how high we can go with this before we lose our video signal. That's it right there. That is our built-in height limit. And the wind is pushing us away, so I'm actually going to fly it back toward us now. Abby, you're probably not going to be able to see this, but I want to bring it down because I don't want the wind to fly this drone away, because it definitely would. Okay. I'll fly in front of the shed, so it probably is a little easier to see. Or maybe the fence for you guys. Alright, we got a couple other modes. Let's at least try those. 360 and circle. So let's hit 360. Hit yes, and it should just do an automatic yaw rotation on its own. That's what it's doing. So it's doing a slow pan of our yard on its own. I'm not touching anything right now. And then it kicks back. That's weird. It's a really strange pattern. Again, I'm not touching any of that. Really weird. Okay, it's finished. It stopped recording when I started those modes too. Like when you start that mode, it just records for that mode. It's really interesting. Then we have circle and bounce mode. Here's bounce mode. I gotta show you guys this. Bounce mode just does this. Flies up and down on its own. I'm not touching these controls at all. I have no idea why it's doing that, or why you'd ever want to do that. And there's one more circle me mode. Should we try that too? Mm-hmm. Let's do that. It just says circle, so record a short video while flying in a circle. I touch it, hit yes, it automatically starts doing video, and it's just doing a little circling the object. I'll go stand in the middle, and it's gonna hit Abby here automatically. So it kind of works, and I think it'll just keep flying in a circle. Let's see if it stops. No, it stopped, and then it stopped recording. So that's everything in the app. That was every feature that we have in here. And then just flying it. Let's see how fast it'll fly. Record the video. There's full forward, cruising along. This is the highest rate it'll let me go in, I think. Let me just check in the settings, but I believe that's the highest rate we can go in. Let me go right in here. Flight speed, fast. Okay, that was not the fastest we could go. Now we're in the highest rate.
I bet we've gained like 100,000 subscribers since the last time we flew in our backyard.
I think so.
They're probably like, what is with their neighbors? Don't ask. We don't like to talk about it.
There we go. Okay. That's the highest rates. I'm going to put it back in the lower rates for you, Abby, and just you tell me what you think. Here, I'm passing the controls to Abby with about half battery life. See what you think. She hasn't flown this yet. This is her first flight. There she is flying it. So it takes an hour and a half to charge. You get a 13-minute flight time, which is actually a better flight time than the DJI Spark, which is crazy. A 30-foot range, 30 feet. So this is a toy-grade drone by all means and definitions. Brushed motors, a 5-megapixel still camera, 720p downlink. It does not save directly to it. What do you think there, Abby, after you flew it a little bit?
Wi-Fi signal, fly closer.
And you're probably, what, 20, 30 feet away?
If that, not 30. Just not even, just a little over halfway through our yard.
It shows you at the top of the screen your distance and your height, doesn't it?
Yes.
And yeah.
All I have to say is thank goodness the controls on the screen move with wherever you put your thumbs.
That's good.
Because when that doesn't do that, it's impossible to fly. Still would much rather have a transmitter. At $100, I kind of don't understand why it doesn't have a transmitter.
I agree. Let's talk about the recent Hubsan drone we featured on the channel because it's a newer product. It's by a fairly good company, Hubsan, and it's at the same price point.
Yep.
That one also had brushed motors, but it, to me, had a better looking camera, and it has a GPS and a dedicated transmitter for the same price point. So you tell me, which one would you rather have? The one with a GPS or the one without a GPS? The one that you can fly high and far? The one that you have to fly in your backyard?
I would much rather have the Hubsan.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't understand the limitation with the distance of this drone.
Well, it's Wi-Fi.
Feet, 30 feet recommended.
Yeah.
That's not very good at all.
No.
You know, it holds itself pretty stable.
Yeah.
And I'm rather surprised. I did not think it would hold itself almost like a GPS quadcopter. It does a pretty good job at that.
It is doing a good job at that.
But I guess I am disappointed of the video quality that I've seen with this.
Yeah, it's not great.
It skips. I would expect much more from a drone that DJI is involved with the production of.
I agree.
I don't understand that, so that kind of kills it for me as well. I would much rather be able to put a memory card in and get, you know, the smooth video footage. Oh, look at our poor fence over there.
It's kind of funny. You know, people are saying that the video quality is a gimmick, and this one is really designed for photos.
I've never used a drone just to take photos.
No, me neither.
Usually I'm doing video and then maybe I'll stop and take a picture.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I've never heard of a camera drone with the video being a gimmick. I think that the toss thing is a gimmick on here. I think that they upped the price. This is really like a $60 drone probably, but because it has DJI's name on it, it's now a $100 drone.
Beside it.
Yeah, beside it. That's right.
It's actually nowhere on the drone.
That's right. There was a lot of hype for this drone, and basically every single person that watches our channel has been waiting to see us do a video on this. Now, okay, it does sound like we're being a little bit negative with this, but that's because we need to be open-minded and look at the pros and cons. Don't get us wrong. This is a pretty good little drone and a good piece of technology.
But this is a drone from China, so we're going to compare it. Low battery warning, land as soon as possible.
Okay. Is it auto landing or is that you?
It was losing.
Oh, there we go.
It's auto landing.
Okay, stop filming on there.
I'll try to catch it.
Okay, yeah, go for it. kick it sideways. There you go. Nice.
As I was saying, this is a China drone. So we're gonna compare it to other Chinese drones that we've had our hands on.
Yeah.
And I think there's better bang for your buck.
I do too. The best example that I can think of off the top of my head is the Hubsan drone we recently featured. So, guys, check that video out. Tell us what you think. Do you agree or disagree? Do you think that Hubsan drone with the included transmitter, which is a big deal, and a GPS, which is an even bigger deal, is worth $100, or do you think this has more potential than that? I'd really like to know what you think. Why does this one deserve that $100 price tag versus the Hubsan drone we're talking about? Guys, we'll have that video linked at the top of this video right here in the corner, and we invite you to subscribe to our channel. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Bye.